So the big picture for this lesson is transforming exponential functions and logarithm functions. Let's look at exponential transformations first, and I'm basically just going to talk through this table that is located in the lesson. Function transformation rules for exponential functions are the same as with anything else. So the horizontal translation is f of x minus h. Examples here, g of x equals 3 to the x minus 2, or 3 to the x plus 1. Those are right 2 and left 1 compared to the original f of x, which is 3 to the x power. Vertical translation, f of x, then plus k. Examples, 3 to the x plus 4, that's up 4. 3 to the x minus 2, that's down 2. Reflection, f of negative x, where you put the negative where the input variable is, that's a y-axis reflection or horizontal reflection, and negative out in front of the function changes it to an x-axis or vertical reflection. Horizontal stretch or shrink, f of a number times x, so you're changing the coefficient right next to the x there. G of x equals 3 to the 2x power, that's a shrink by 1/2 compared to f of x equals 3 to the x power. And g of x equals 3 to the x divided by 2, that's a horizontal stretch by 2. Vertical stretch or shrink, take a constant and multiply it by the entire function. Examples, 2 times 3 to the x power, that's a stretch by 2 vertically. 1/4 times 3 to the x power, that's a shrink by 1/4, a vertical shrink by 1/4. So those are exponential transformations. Now let's look at logarithms. Okay, now the function we're starting with here is f of x equals log base 10 or common log of x. So now let's look at the transformations. F of x minus h, that's a translation left or right. Examples are g of x equals log of x minus 2, that's translation right 2. G of x equals log of x plus 1, translation left 1. Vertical translation, f of x then plus k. Examples here, g of x equals log of x, then plus 4, that's up 4. G of x equals log of x minus 2, that's down 2. Reflections, f of negative x is a y-axis reflections, that's g of x equals log of negative x. And for the x-axis reflection or vertical reflection, g of x equals negative of log x. Horizontal stretch or shrink, f of a times x. Examples, g of x equals log of 2x, that's a shrink by 1/2, a horizontal shrink. G of x equals log of 1/2 x, that is a horizontal stretch by 2. Vertical stretch or shrink, a times f of x. Examples, g of x equals 2 times log of x, that's a stretch by 2 vertically. G of x equals 1/2 log x, that's a shrink by 1/2, a vertical shrink. So there are also some Geogebras in the lesson. I would definitely recommend you take some time with those, try to visualize the different transformations. Here's an example of the exponential decay Geogebra. Increasing the a value, you can see it becomes steeper. So basically this is a vertical stretch when I increase and a vertical shrink when I decrease between 1 and 0. And if I go negative, that also becomes a vertical reflection as well as a stretch or shrink. And the h value, you can see that's going left to right. And the k value goes up or down. And notice that you can see right here the value of the function as well as the graph. So you should be able to make some good connections there trying to understand transformations. So that's the big picture for this lesson.